very exciting video. We got Hello and welcome to the Mike Less Farmhand Mike YouTube channel, bringing you some of the biggest and best variety and definitely the most versatile farming content on social media today. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Farmhand Mike. When you're running combine and have that view over there, that's just pretty awesome. That's almost as awesome as watching that Mike Less guy on YouTube. That is one good looking tractor. In today's video, I am out near the town of Snyder, Oklahoma for some cotton harvest. This is my first ever cotton harvest video on my YouTube channel. This is going to be a very exciting video. We got 4 different machines running in this field. The John Deere stripper, balers, doing it all. So I'm gonna bring you some great drone shots, on the ground shots of all the action on this fine October day. But first off, let's take a look at some cotton plants here. So here are some mature cotton plants. They lost all their leaves vegetation. These rows here have not been harvested. And then we'll walk right over here and look at some rows that have been harvested. So the cotton stripper comes in and just strips the cotton right off the plant. This is almost like a tree. I mean, if you look at that, you can see it's a pretty thick stubble, and like I say, I'd compare it to a tree. A lot of this cotton you see on the ground here was blown off, wind damage, but we're going to just take an up-close look here at some cotton. So I'll call this a cotton ball, but inside this ball of cotton, there's several cotton seeds, and I know after they get the cotton or what they need it for, the cotton seeds are actually used for different things, cottonseed oil, but they do use these for cattle feed too. And then I guess in turn they have a machine here that scrubs the fuzz off so they can use that cotton seed for actual seed to plant cotton. I am out here with Miller Farms. Miller Farms is a family farm here in southwest Oklahoma. And when I was actually out in this area early June for wheat harvest, these guys were planting the cotton. I did do a video of these guys planting cotton, 2 4-wheel drive John Deere tractors, both pulling DB planters. And if you have not seen that video, I'll put the link to it at the end of this one. But anyways, they are out here harvesting the cotton today with their 4 John Deere CS690 cotton strippers or stripper balers. So I don't know all the cotton lingo. Cotton harvesters are fairly new to me, but John Deere makes a CS and a CP. So there's a cotton stripper and a cotton picker that they make. And I know one thing, if I call a cotton stripper a picker or a picker a stripper, people get mad about that. So that's the easy way to remember this. If it's a CS, it's the cotton stripper, and if it's the CP, it's the cotton picker. In theory, they both do the same things. They harvest cotton. I will take a look here at a row unit on the cotton stripper. It's a pretty simple unit. There's brushes in here and some augers that just strip the cotton off the plant. A cotton picker has a lot more moving parts in the head of it. The head looks completely different. Most of the harvesters you see doing cotton nowadays are made by John Deere. As far as I know, they're the only company that makes a cotton harvester that has a baler on it. But these seem to have pretty well taken over the industry. It takes a lot of extra labor out of the whole process. So for many years, the cotton pickers or the strippers had a basket on the back. The cotton was harvested off the plant, blown back in a basket. Then a tractor and a big wagon would come beside, like a dump cart would come. They would dump the cotton in there. They would take it to the end of the field where they had like a module builder, and they would build a big bale of cotton at the edge of the field, tarp it, and then a truck would come out and pick that up and take it to the cotton gin. Where now they can just pick these bales up, stack them at the end of the field, and haul the bales. So it's a lot less labor, a lot faster way to harvest cotton. And as far as I know, these have pretty well taken over the industry, and John Deere's the only company I know that builds them. And I could be wrong about that. Again, I don't know all the cotton talk, so if I say something wrong, feel free to correct me in the comment section. But anyways, this is an exciting video. This is a very nice day we have here for the end of October out here in southwest Oklahoma. Perfect day for a cotton harvest video. Anyways, I got lots of great drone footage of these 4 machines running in this field here. Some on the ground footage. I did get to ride in the cab of one of these as well. And before I left the area, I was actually able to catch another farm harvesting cotton with the way I was talking about before with the module builder and so forth. So that will be a future video coming to my channel. The cotton in this area, as far as I know, is all dryland cotton, so this is non-irrigated cotton here. And this area has had their weather. Actually, the field that they planted when I was here back in the summer, that field was completely wiped out with hail. So they had a pretty big rainstorm, hailstorm come through this area and took out a lot of the cotton. Now let's take a look at one of the row units here on this cotton stripper. So this is the stripper. Yep. I mean, it's stripping.
Pulls it off. These are turning upwards.
Okay.
In the middle, it pops the bolts off.
And then just pops it up.
Over in there.
That wasn't supposed to be there.
And goes it over here. These paddles and that kick it down in the crossover.
Pretty simple,
this
really.
Is all part of the separation too.
Okay.
Just, you know, as it grinds and burrs across, it loosens all that up.
Okay. The cotton you see here in this field is planted on a 40-inch row spacing. In my travels, when I go buy a lot of cotton, it seems like a lot of cotton is planted on 40-inch rows, but there is some that's planted on 30s as well. But I would say the majority, from what I can see, is planted on 40s. Not sure why, but anyways, these machines take in 8 rows of cotton at a time. Another thing I learned is all these cotton harvesters have a fire suppression system on them as well. These machines are powered with a 13.5 liter 6-cylinder turbocharged diesel engine rated at around 500 horsepower. These machines have a top road speed of 17 miles per hour, hold around 270 gallons of diesel fuel, and weigh in around 56,100 pounds without the header. I did get to ride in one of these machines, and I asked about the weight of one of these round bales or round modules of cotton, and the one that they had kicked out while I was asking weighed around 5,700 pounds. Another thing you may notice in this video, there was 4 machines running in this field. There is some spots in this field where there's no cotton, or there might just be a plant by itself or whatever, and you'll see a cotton stripper that's actually stopped. So what I learned is if cotton doesn't have any competition, so say there's a plant kind of out by itself or whatever, the stem or the trunk of that plant will get awfully thick, like 2 or 3 times bigger than normal. And there was just times where them cotton plants would get stuck in one of the row units. These do have a reverser on it, much like a combine. Riding in the cab of one of these is just like pretty much the John Deere combine, and they do have like a reverser, like your feed house reverser, and they could reverse that out sometimes if one was plugged up, but not always, and they would have to get out and actually pull that thick plant out of the row unit to keep moving again. Another thing I learned, as they are harvesting this cotton, you take like a round baler for hay. When you're feeding the hay in, that chamber is always turning. It is my understanding on these, you have a chamber where you're actually filling the cotton, and the bale is not actually turning all the time. When you get enough cotton inside the one hopper or chamber, whatever, then it starts to make the roll or the module. So once one of these rolls or module are built and wrapped, they can actually carry it for quite a while because there's still plenty of storage inside there before the other module or bale needs to be ejected, so they can actually carry it to the end of the field here and drop it off, as you'll see right here towards the end. I shot this video on Sunday, October 31st, so on Halloween, and my wife was able to come with me on this trip. When we left here, we was driving down the road and we was talking about cotton and so forth. And when we think of cotton, we think of clothing, stuff like that, bed sheets, whatnot. And my wife did a Google search of all the things that cotton is used in. And I'm not going to go through it all here, but if you want something to do, Google it. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of things that cotton's used in that I would have never thought of. Now, cotton is mostly grown in the southern states. I mean, I've seen it in California, Arizona, I'm sure New Mexico has some, Texas, all the way over through Tennessee, the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, whatnot. I actually brought some cotton seeds home a couple different times, and I planted it in my garden, and it does actually grow. Cotton likes heat, and cotton does not have to have a lot of water. It just needs water at the right time, so it does pretty good in these hot, dry climates. And obviously this is dryland cotton here. Irrigated cotton will do a lot better, but these guys still do pretty good here on the dry land. The only problem I run into at home is normally we get a freeze and stuff before the cotton bolls open up and whatnot. It's also my understanding that they actually spray the cotton right before harvest that helps open up the bolls as well. Cotton harvest in this area, I'm told, normally starts around mid-October and usually is wrapped up somewhere around Thanksgiving time, but it has carried on well into December and even later sometimes. As I mentioned earlier, as you climb in the cab of one of these machines, it is identical to the Deere Combine self-propelled forage harvester pretty much. These also have automatic header height control, and there is a spot later on in the video here where they cross the terrace, and you'll actually see that whole header control in action. But hey, let's take a look from inside the cab now.
bad.
Sorry there was a glare there when I was trying to videotape inside the cab of some of the cameras and stuff, but there's a lot going on with these machines. There's a lot of things to watch for. that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to go down there and hit that like button and comment below. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button and check back often. I still have a lot of good farming content coming to my YouTube channel. And if you want to see more of what I'm doing, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Farmhand Mike. And as always, thanks for watching and supporting my social media.